So, update for day 3 of the reading rush. I finally finished my first book of the readathon. I read Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. At the time of reading this, I rated it a 3 stars. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay with that. It might dip down to 2.5. I didn't necessarily like this. I didn't really have a fun time reading it. It was sad, but it also didn't emotionally impact me. There were some parts that completely read, there were some parts that completely read racist or sexist or just like weird to me, and it's from the perspective of a 9-year-old, so that's also its own problem. I was actually far more interested in the side plot that was going on in this. So this follows a 9-year-old whose dad died in the 9/11 attacks, and it follows him as he tries to just learn more information about his dad. He finds this key and he's trying to figure out what it opens, basically, and so he goes on an adventure through New York trying to figure out clues and figure out what happens to this. I will say you do get a resolution for this, and it wasn't surprising, nor was it I guess I don't want to say it was really predictable, but it was not surprising how that thing went down. But you also get like letters and flashbacks from, I won't say who in relation to the main characters, but from another person, and those perspectives were far more interesting to me. I really enjoyed those. If the whole book was about that story plot, probably would have been interested, to be completely honest. Yeah, I don't know, now that the more I think about it, the more I'm like, why would I give this a 3 stars? It sounded more like a 2.5 stars. I enjoyed it enough in that, like, I read a whole thing. It was a 10.5-hour audiobook. I read most of it as an audiobook, but I did physically read some parts. So there is that. So I have finished my first audiobook of the week, and my goal was to read 2 audiobooks. The second on my TBR was Far From the Tree, but I decided after reading this book that I don't really want to watch the adaptation. So if I don't watch the adaptation, I can't count it for read a book and watch its adaptation category. I can still count it for read a book with 5 words or more. So Far From the Tree was the book that I said, you know, if there's anything on this TBR that can get swapped out, it's going to be this one, because this fit the category of read a book you meant to read last year. So I'm switching this one out for Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. I've been meaning to read this for years, but specifically I meant to read it last year when the HBO show came out. So I do have HBO now. Is that what it is? And I'm probably going to be canceling it soon because Game of Thrones is over and Big Little Lies is over, and I don't know that I have a reason to keep it. So now's the time to watch Sharp Objects. So I have to read it first. So this actually works out perfectly because I can read the whole book, hopefully, and get a few episodes in and then finish it right after the reading rush and cancel HBO. So it's a win-win. But basically, in order for me to like stay on track to my goals for the week, I have to finish this audiobook by Friday. So this is quite a bit longer than the audiobook I was expecting to read as my second audiobook, and I have to get basically to 50% in this by tomorrow, and I'm at like 8% now, and I don't think I'm gonna get any more audiobook time in tonight because I'm going out with friends to eat a little bit, and then I have to edit this video and all that fun stuff. So not really too sure about that. Let's talk about the photo challenge. So for the photo challenge, I'm not going to take a picture of me doing it, but I am just going to post a picture of Harry Potter books, because who doesn't want to live in the Harry Potter world? I'm trying to figure out who I want to switch spots with in the Harry Potter world. We're still thinking about that, but it's okay. And also the video challenge. So the video challenge for today is to make a food or drink or snack item inspired by a book. So I was not able to film the like creation of this, but it was made today, and it's fine because I made some fruit infused water inspired by Priory of the Orange Tree. So of course it has orange slices in it. It has blueberries because they are reminiscent of the scales on the dragon. I also have some mint leaves, which are mostly there for flavor, but also definitely complement the aesthetic of this book and the vibes of this book and the cover itself. So it's great. Yeah, I think that's all for today's video. So I'll see you tomorrow.